Hello everyone, my name is Dan, and in this video I will share with you how we can increase the win rate of our SMC trading strategy in order to maximize our profits. So if that sounds interesting, let's get right into it. Alright, so I think it was 1 month ago when I uploaded the full in-depth SMC trading strategy video on this channel. It was a video that performed really well, pretty much all of you loved it. And after the video, one of you guys decided to reach out to me privately and ask me if there's a way we could increase the win rate of this system, of this SMC trading strategy. And that's exactly why I decided to record this video today. That gave me a really good idea, and that's exactly what we will discuss about in this video. Okay, so let's get right into the charts. We know from the SMC trading strategy video that we would have some steps to follow. The first step would be to identify a higher time frame point of interest, a higher time frame key zone. Okay, and in this case right here, I'm gonna use this USD CHF trade example and show you how we could increase our win rate. Okay, instead of placing the normal buy limit on our M15 point of origin. Okay, so let's take it step by step. First things first, this is what I saw right here. Okay, let me use the bar replay. All right, so right here I saw a higher time frame rejection. If we go on the daily, okay, if we go on the daily, we can see that we have a demand level right here. We have a demand level that also had imbalance. Okay, so right here we were in a higher time frame point of interest. So after that, we would drop down on the M15 and we would look for a rejection. We would look for a change of character. We know that from the strategy, right? If you haven't watched that video fully, don't worry, you could watch it after this video. Make sure to stick till the end to see exactly how you could increase your win rate. So on the M15, like we've discussed, we would wait for a change of character. Okay, once we are in a higher time frame demand zone, we would look for a change of character to the upside because we would look for potential buys. And right here, we found our change of character. Okay, so we have a liquidity sweep right here. Okay, followed by a break of structure to the upside, an impulsive break of structure to the upside. After that, we know that the next step is to identify the M15 point of origin. The point of origin on the M15 is pretty much the last bearish candle before the bullish momentum kicked in the markets. And that's exactly this candle right here. All right. After that, the last step would be to place the buy limit on the M15 point of origin with the stop loss right below it. And then, of course, you could use 3R as your take profit, 2R, 1R, whatever you want. Okay, that's up to you. Now, how can we increase the win rate of this strategy, you might be asking? Well, the only way we could increase the win rate is to drop down on an even lower time frame after we identify our M15 POI. And then when price reaches that M15 POI, instead of placing a buy limit, we would then go on the 1 minute and we would wait for the same thing. Okay, we would wait for a change of character on the 1 minute time frame. All right, so let's play the price and show you exactly what I'm talking about. But of course, I will also tell you that this comes with pros and cons, but we will discuss about those in a minute. Okay, let's play the price. And of course, by the way, this was a trade I sent in the SMC trading group. And I'll actually attach a picture on the screen right now to see exactly when this buy limit was sent in the SMC trading group. Based on the M15, of course, based on the SMC trading strategy. But like I said, what we could do is once price gets into our demand level, our M15 demand level, we would drop down on the 1 minute. Okay, and on the 1 minute, we would look for the same exact thing. We would look for a change of character, okay, to the upside, of course. So on the 1 minute, we zoom in closely and we can see that we already have a change of character. Okay, we have a liquidity sweep followed by a break of structure to the upside. Okay, pretty impulsive break of structure to the upside. And then this would be our point of origin on the 1 minute. And the reason this would increase your win rate is because sometimes, okay, sometimes when the stop loss gets hit, you would get something like this. You would get a straight reaction from this, from let's say from a level, from a random level, and from there, price would literally go through your stop loss like it was nothing. Sometimes when you get stopped out, this is what happens. But if you would use this method on the 1 minute, you won't get in. You won't get in the trade because you didn't see any change of character. And if you don't see any change of character, you don't get in the trade, and that's how you have a bigger win rate. Because sometimes when price will do this on the M15 and you will get no change of character on the 1 minute, instead of losing because you placed a buy limit on the M15, you would pretty much lose nothing because you wouldn't get a change of character, and because of that, you wouldn't enter a trade. And that's exactly why you will have a bigger win rate. Okay, so now let's continue. This is where you would place your buy limit, okay, because you pretty much refined and waited for a 1 minute confirmation to know that this is a valid POI. This is a valid point of interest, and you waited for a reaction to it. You waited for a change of character on the 1 minute. You got it. After that, you took your point of origin on the 1 minute. You place the buy limit, and then as targets, you could pretty much aim for whatever you want. Let's just aim for a 1 to 3 in this scenario, okay? And then we can go back on the 15 minute, so we can play the price forward and not waste any time. And check what happened. Ultimately, this was a good trade. It smashed TP1 and TP2, okay? And it would have smashed your 1 minute take profit as well. As you can see, it would have smashed your 1 minute take profit right there. Okay, and of course, I will also attach a picture on the screen right now to see exactly when I updated this trade in the SMC trading group, when it hit TP2, and it was a pretty decent trade. It was pretty close to TP3 as well, but it decided to reverse, but still it was a decent trade. And of course, feel free to join. Feel free to join our SMC trading group. It is the first link down below. Like this, you'll get access to every single trade I am taking on a daily basis. So feel free to check it out. So yeah, this is exactly how you would have a bigger win rate. This is how you would get a bigger win rate out of this system. But now you need to be aware of some things. You need to be aware that if you decide to use this system like this and always refine on the 1 minute, there are some cons for it. Okay, so the main pro, the most important pro, is that yes, you will get a bigger win rate because of what we've already discussed. Okay, because you would essentially wait for a reaction on the 1 minute, and that would be an extra layer of confirmation for you. Whereas if you would just place the buy limit on the M15, sometimes, like I said, you would get a very aggressive drop through your stop loss. You will get stopped out, but because you waited for a reaction on the 1 minute and you haven't received one, you would pretty much lose nothing because you haven't entered the markets. Okay, so that's exactly why you would have an increased win rate. But I need to tell you, in order to use it like this, you need to have time. You need to have a lot of time to spend in front of the charts. Because if you don't, then please just stick to the normal strategy. Just stick to the normal M15 entries. Okay, that will also work. In the long term, you will pretty much get in the same place. Okay, you will pretty much have the same progress in terms of results. Okay, because yes, with the M15 you will have a smaller win rate, but you also need to understand that there will be cases where you would miss out on trades. You would miss out on trades if you would like to refine it on the 1 minute, and if you would like to look for a extra layer of confirmation. Yes, that would increase your win rate, but on the other hand, sometimes you will miss some trades. And because of that, at the end of the day, if you let's say take 1 year, and after 1 year, you would pretty much have the same results. Okay, no matter if you would use the M15 method or if you would use the 1 minute method. The only difference would be that yes, on the 1 minute, you would have less trades, but a higher win rate. But on the M15, you would have more trades with a lower win rate. Okay, but at the end of the day, on a broader perspective, you would pretty much have very similar results. Now it is literally up to you, but you need to understand that it will be more time consuming for you to wait for a 1 minute extra layer of confirmation. Whereas on the M15, you would just place the buy limit and that's it. on the M15. Okay, so you need to be very aware of this. Do you have the time for it? And the second thing, are you disciplined enough? Because trust me, once you go on the lower time frames, you will be more tempted to do mistakes. Okay, because you're on the smaller time frames, everything moves so much faster. You have to take quick decisions. How disciplined are you? How experienced are you? You also need to ask yourself this. Okay, because yes, I know it is indeed attractive to have a bigger win rate and less trades. Okay, but overall, if you know that you'll pretty much get into the same spot in terms of profit, are you disciplined enough to stick to the 1 minute and stick to your plan, stick to your risk management plan, stick to your entry plan? Okay, not FOMO. This pretty much boils down to you, but I wanted to make you aware of it. And now let me show you another example. Let me show you an example where you pretty much would have missed out on a profitable trade because you would have waited for a 1 minute confirmation. Okay, so let's go right here. This Euro USD example. This was also a trade, by the way, that was sent in the SMC group, but this one didn't play out because we deleted the setups. We delete the setups at 4 p.m. UK time, but this was also a setup that was sent in the group. And I'll also attach a picture on the screen right now to see exactly when this sell limit setup was sent in the SMC trading group. So why did I take this setup and why did I send it? So on the 4 hour, I saw a rejection on this 4 hour supply level. Okay, so I saw a rejection on the 4 hour supply level, and then on the M15, I was looking for a change of character to the downside. Okay, and we got that. We had a liquidity sweep above this high, followed by an impulsive break of structure to the downside. I then took my M15 point of origin and placed the sell limit. Okay, that's the original system. That's the original strategy. After you place the sell limit, that's it. You just calculate your risk, your lot size, and you just wait to see how the trade plays out. Okay, and in this case, it would have been a very profitable trade. It smashed all 3 targets. Okay, but now let's say you would have used the 1 minute method, okay, for a higher win rate. In this case, you would have dropped down on the 1 minute, and on the 1 minute again, we would wait for a change of character. Okay, we would wait for a change of character to the downside. But check this out. Okay, let's wait. No change of character. Okay, we have a change of character. We have a change of character right here. Liquidity sweep followed by a break of structure, and we could take this as our point of origin basically. That could work. And as you can see, this is where you would have got stopped out. This is where you would have got stopped out. Okay, so initially you would have got stopped out because you would have considered that as a change of character. At least I would. And you would have most likely placed your stop loss around here or either above this high, but either way you would have got stopped out. Okay, so now you would have waited again for another change of character, right? Because you were still within that point of origin, point of interest, and you would wait for a change of character in order to look for a trade. So let's wait. Okay, nothing yet. Okay, now we could say that we have another change of character. We have a liquidity sweep right here, followed by a break of structure to the downside, and we could take this as our point of origin and we would place a sell limit on that. Okay, but check what happened. Check what happened. Price went into profit without you. Okay, without you. Why? Because you waited for a extra layer of confirmation. Okay, so this is exactly what I wanted to make you aware of. Okay, because yes, using this will improve your win rate and you will have less trades, but you will also miss out on winners. Okay, so you really need to ask yourself, if you want to have a higher win rate no matter what, and you don't care about missing out some trades, then yes, go ahead and use this system like this, refining it on the 1 minute, looking for that extra layer of confirmation. And of course, if you have the time for it, because if you know that you don't have the time for it, trust me, it's not going to be beneficial for you to try to force it, to try to force refining on the 1 minute if you don't if you don't have the time for it. If you don't have the time for it, stick to the usual system. That's also going to work for you. Trust me. Okay? That's how I personally am using it. Okay, I don't refine on the 1 minute, but I decided to make this video to show you how you could have a bigger win rate, because it is possible. And this is exactly how. So if you want to have a bigger win rate no matter what, then yes, go ahead and do this. Okay, this is what you need. You would need to look for an extra layer of confirmation on the 1 minute. And because of that, sometimes when the trade would just hit your stop loss, instead of you entering that trade on the M15, you would basically avoid a losing trade. Okay, and overall you will have less trades, higher win rate. If that's what you want, then this refining method on the 1 minute is for you. But once again, please ask yourself, do you have the time for it? Do you have the discipline for it? Because if not, trust me, overall you'll have pretty much the same results after a long period of time if you would just trade a system normally, okay, on the M15. All right, but yeah, that being said, this is how we can increase our win rate when it comes to our SMC trading strategy. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you are subscribed, and please let me know down below, what do you think of this method? Will you start implementing it, or will you just stick to the normal way of trading this strategy? I'm really curious to see what your thoughts are. Me personally, I will still continue to trade on the M15 without refining on the 1 minute, because for me, time is more important. I don't really want to spend more time, twice as much, in front of the charts just to have a better win rate, if I know that over a long period of time the results will pretty much be the same. But still, everyone has their own preferences. If you want to have a bigger win rate, then please go ahead and use this method. I really think it's gonna be helpful, but also make sure you backtest it before. Okay, so yeah, that being said, once again, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to share and like the video. That will also be very much appreciated. Until next time, the SMC trading strategy video I was talking about in this one will pop on the screen right now. So if you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend you to check it out. I'm really curious to see what your thoughts will be on it. Until next time, I wish you all the best and take care.